This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Wildfires around the region are topping our local headlines again this morning. The newest fire we're following in Oregon is burning close to one of the spots that was hardest hit during last year's fire season.
And now we're trying to reopen. We're trying to get back to normal. And it's a challenge. It's not like we hit a light switch and go back to it.
Well, we all see the many help wanted signs throughout Oregon and Southwest Washington. Why it's so hard for restaurants to find workers.
And paying tribute to one of the state's most iconic public servants. Later this morning, we'll check out the new traveling exhibit that honors late Oregon Senator Mark Hatfield.
Just such a great mentor for so many Oregonians who were privileged to work for him, to see the gold standard really of public service.
Yeah, we have a packed show for you on this Tuesday. Good morning to you. Welcome to Sunrise. And just the weather was perfect yesterday, Rod, it seemed like. I like it.
We basically had the same weather going back to last Friday, and we'll have the same weather today, so you'll be pleased.
All right.
All right, here's a look at still mostly clear skies over downtown. We're starting to see a few clouds pop in some spots. 58 degrees right now, partly cloudy out along the Columbia River. So like yesterday, we'll look for a weak marine push to produce some cloudiness, mainly over downtown Portland, then northward up into Vancouver and Cowlitz County. Those clouds will be gone by 10 this morning, so all sunny blue skies after that. 72 at noon. Warm afternoon highs in Portland back up to about 86 degrees.
All right, Rod, thank you. 10 active wildfires burning in Oregon, and this is the latest to pop up yesterday afternoon. People that are still working to rebuild from last year's devastating fires are now watching this one very closely. The Bruler Fire is burning south of the town of Detroit and Highway 22. It was initially reported as just 25 acres in a heavily forested area. We are working to get an update on that acreage today. Crews are trying to get this one quickly under control. The smoke can be seen from Detroit, much of which was destroyed, of course, by wildfire last Labor Day. Brenda Owen has a home there, and her husband is helping to rebuild the town. She was there last year and had to evacuate just after midnight as that wildfire spread. Now, she talked to some neighbors when they saw this plume of smoke over the hill yesterday.
They said, "Oh no, not again." And they just looked really scared. Yes, everybody was a little nervous coming across each other, kind of looking at each other like, do we leave? It's just that feeling. It'll never go away.
Though the fire looks close, it is several miles from Detroit and not threatening any structures right now.
We're also following the Grandview fire this morning. That's the one burning in central Oregon north of Sisters. It's grown to 4,000 acres in just 24 hours. There are new level 3 evacuation orders for people who live along Holmes Road. Governor Brown has approved outside firefighting resources to help out here. Again, this is another community that's still reeling from last year's wildfire season.
Oh, I have a whole new threshold of alarm for fires and how quickly they can get out of control. I would never take a fire for granted anymore.
Crews do say they have preliminary containment lines established around the majority, that is, of this fire.
The largest fire in the state is burning in Klamath County. The Bootleg Fire has now scorched more than 153,000 acres. About 7 homes or structures have been lost in this one, and it basically doubled in size in 3 days in a row. That's why there's a call for more resources, with a national fire management team joining them today. The Bootleg Fire has been very difficult for crews to fight.
Sometimes we can't do anything when a fire runs so fast and so hard and so hot. It's those ambers that jump the fire line and start fires 1 mile, 2 miles, ahead of itself. There's a newer, what they believe is a spot fire from this fire, but it was 7 miles away.
Wow. Over the weekend, the firefight was so dangerous, the Klamath County Sheriff's Office said deputies would begin citing or arresting people still in those level 3 go now evacuation zones. We should also mention another one has popped up on the Washington side of the Columbia River Gorge. This is near Lyle, and witnesses say it appears to be headed east. We're still working to get better numbers on how large this one is. People living near Centerville Highway and Alder Springs need to be ready to evacuate, but no one's been ordered to leave yet.
All right, right now we want to get to 3 things to know about COVID this morning. Number 1, today Washington selects the winner of the state's $1 million COVID vaccine lottery, and the name will be announced later. Oregon, meanwhile, announced its vaccine lottery winner last Friday. Oregon State student Chloe Zinda won the $1 million top prize. The winners of several $10,000 prizes in Oregon will be announced in the next few weeks. Number 2 this morning, the FDA is revising the Johnson & Johnson vaccine fact sheet. It now includes a warning about reports of an increased risk of a rare neurological disorder, although it's still not clear if the J&J shot actually causes the disease. The CDC says the data does not show a similar side effect from either the Pfizer shot or the Moderna shot. And number 3, a new report shows it is possible to be infected with 2 COVID variants at the same time. According to researchers, a 90-year-old Belgian woman developed worsening COVID symptoms before dying in the hospital 5 days later. It was then confirmed she was infected with Alpha and Beta variants, 2 different COVID variants. The study authors believe it is one of the first documented cases of its kind. And those are 3 things to know about COVID this morning.
Well, we checked in with health officials in Clark County on the latest COVID numbers. The spread of the virus has slowed there dramatically. The COVID activity is measured in new cases per every 100,000 people over a 2-week period. So Clark County is at 67.5 cases per 100,000 last week. Well, in February, new cases had skyrocketed to 473 per 100,000. That's as high as it ever was. Health officials say the big decline is directly connected to more people getting vaccinated, and they're hoping that trend continues.
It's still really easy to get vaccinated if you want to make that choice. So I think it's the right thing, for you to keep yourself healthy, to keep our community safe, and hopefully we can get those numbers higher.
61% of Clark County residents 16 and up have had at least 1 dose.
Well, if you drive around Oregon, or for that fact, anywhere in the country, you're going to see a lot of help wanted signs in windows right now, especially when it comes to the service industry, which was hit so hard during the course of the pandemic. So as the state of Oregon reopens, restaurants are now struggling to find staff, struggling to staff up again. Morgan Romero has a closer look at why.
Oh, how we've missed the sights, sounds, and smells of a restaurant pre-pandemic.
I mean, we're as busy as we can be from open to close relative to what we can manage and manage well.
Even with high demand.
It's busy, it's thin.
The hospitality industry is slow to recover.
And now we're trying to reopen. We're trying to get back to normal. And it's a challenge. It's not like we hit a light switch and go back to it. Like, we have to go through this process.
And it's just fundamentally changed everything,
From fine dining to fast food, Oregon restaurants are trying and failing to hire workers and staff back up. For most restaurants, including Bar Casa Valle,
I'm cooking a few nights a week. I'm a line cook.
And Besaw's.
I mean, we are on a bare bones.
That means skeleton crew, limited tables, and shorter hours.
I can't push harder on my staff right now to be open unless we have more bodies. It's been super challenging. Finding bartenders, cooks, and servers.
With summertime particularly prime for restaurants in the Gorge and on the coast, Oregon Restaurant and Lodging Association says owners there are worried.
We have a lot of operators that are having to not be able to have the full hours that they would like to be open at a time when they really need to get back on their feet financially.
Orla cites a few reasons why restaurants are struggling to find workers. Employees have options since everyone's hiring all at once. People are still getting expanded unemployment benefits. Parents have to stay home and take care of their kids. And many straight up left the industry. The pandemic and yo-yoing shutdowns created too much uncertainty.
So people were able to, shift careers, find a different space for themselves to be in for a job. And we've seen all kinds of incentives. We've seen hiring bonuses and retention bonuses, a higher hourly wage, benefits being offered.
Ultimately, restaurant owners say this issue and the pandemic as a whole exposed flaws, and it offers a chance to change the industry for the better.
A lot for a lot of people to kind of conceptualize going back to how it was. We're having to kind of reimagine what this looks like.
But they do worry more restaurants will close.
So our overhead's not changed at all.
If they can't staff up and meet demand.
Yeah, Rod, Nina was telling me that she and her family went out to eat this weekend at a local restaurant, and they basically told her, hey, we'll sit you right now, but it's going to take a while to get the food because they told her they're just so short-staffed right now. So it really is a problem throughout the area.
It is. I see the help wanted signs up in Clark County when I'm driving around as well. Here's a look at good air quality. Green is good. This is current conditions this morning from Portland down through the Willamette Valley. And the air quality currently is mostly moderate, surprisingly enough, down in the Lakeview area. And of course, that's near that big bootleg fire. The bullseye of bad air quality, look at all the red and orange dots up here in extreme eastern Washington, moving over into Idaho. The wind flow for the foreseeable future is coming down from the north-northwest. That means any wildfire smoke from all the fires we're covering will be pushed south and east away from the Willamette Valley. So at least right now, we do not foresee any concerns of smoke on this side of the Cascades up here in the Willamette Valley and through southwest Washington. The smoke bullseyes, according to our futurecast, right there. There's that bootleg fire. That's bad air quality. And again, mainly over in eastern Oregon today. All right, here's a cool black and white shot from the morning marine deck over Uquinna Bay in Newport. You folks have been getting some afternoon sun. I think you'll get it today. Right now, 53. You'll see high temps today again, warm up into the 60s. Portland's 58, Kelso and Salem 56, very comfortable morning. And we have a couple 60s out, East John Day at 66 degrees. Temperatures in Salem could hit 90. You did that yesterday, by the way. Just beautiful sunshine all day. Up in southwest Washington, Longview, again, morning clouds. Yesterday, your high was 77. Today, 78. Vancouver, some cloudy areas through about 10 o'clock this morning. Otherwise, all sunshine. 86 for Portland, 82 tomorrow. And I still think thick marine clouds could bring some morning drizzle on Thursday and Friday. And look at those cooler highs. 70s on Thursday and Friday and maybe even Saturday. That's your forecast.
Not bad. All right, Rod, thank you. Coming up, a new way to look back at Oregon history, the traveling exhibit focused on former Senator Mark Hatfield. Plus, they are a popular way to transfer cash, but are apps like Venmo now charging you a fee? We verify what you could be paying right after the break.
And we are well aware that it's not even mid-July yet, but we are talking about going back to school and how you can help local kids by helping out with the KGW School Supply Drive. So right now you can sign up your business or organization to officially collect supplies for this year's drive. Here's how you do it. Go to kgw.com/school, sign up your business or organization, and we'll send you an official kit. Again, to help us collect school supplies this year. We want to make sure that all kids in the area go back to school this year with the supplies they need. And a special thanks already to Cascade Acupuncture for joining us this year.